broadcasting on the DVC to all points unknown. If you're within the sound of my voice, you're listening to Welcome Home Podcast on the DVC.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us on episode 20 of Welcome Home, a Disney Parks and Vacation Club podcast. This is our special holiday edition. Hooray!
Yay!
So we're doing this not only our 20th episode right now, which is really cool and crazy that we've done 20 episodes, but this is our special holiday edition where we are actually going to keep it to a normal podcast length today. Believe it or not, folks. But we're going to talk about holiday traditions. I'm excited to talk about this.
Me too.
I do a lot of fun things, I feel like.
I had to say okay.
Okay, what do you mean? Okay, you do you not do a lot of fun holiday traditions, David?
I do, but like, are we talking about Disney specific?
Yes.
Yes.
No, then no.
Well, it's not just about what you do at home, though. It's, if you've been around the holidays, and
Which
we
I
also
have not.
want to.
I'll tell my story about why we haven't been later, but okay.
I think you might have told this before,
Yeah,
but I want to
we
hear it
have
again.
this.
I think
Okay.
it's a good thing to say. But before we get into our traditions and our holiday traditions, before we talk about those things, we actually had thrown it out there on our Facebook page, which is Welcome Home Podcast on Facebook. If you haven't liked us yet, please go ahead and do so. And we threw it out there to our listeners to share some of their favorite holiday traditions that they have with Disney and some of the different things they do. And so the first one here that we have is from Barbara on Facebook. She said, we have many holiday traditions, Disney holiday traditions, but three stand out. They're all at Epcot. We always listen to the Voices of Liberty in their Dickens costumes, sing holiday music. I always buy custom hand-blown glass ornaments from Reinhard Herzog in Germany, and we always attend the Candlelight Processional. A bonus is the extra Let There Be Peace fireworks after illuminations. We just returned from our annual mid-December trip, and we have plans to return next year. So I think that's a pretty cool tradition.
I like that one. I like the custom hand, the ornaments.
Me too.
Big thing about ornaments. My wife is into ornaments, and this year we got I think our tree is like 10 and a half foot, something like that. So we realized that we needed more ornaments. So I'm always about that. It's an easy way to remember a trip, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, these ones in Germany, like those hand blown ones, those are
awesome,
pretty
yeah.
fantastic. Like, you don't see a lot of good glass ornaments anymore, especially from Disney, right?
I would agree.
I have to say, we every time we go to Disney, we always have to go to the Christmas shop in Magic Kingdom. We'll go there and blow all kinds of money in there because that place has all sorts of cool stuff. You know which place I'm talking about? The little Christmas shop.
Yeah, and actually, we meant to go in there last time we were there, but we forgot, and then we ended up going to the one in downtown Disney. So, Disney Springs.
Disney Springs. That's
Yeah.
okay. You can be forgiven. It's still called Downtown Disney at Disneyland. So
Yeah, you know what I meant.
I did know what you mean, but yeah, no, that store is great. They have like the Mickey shaped ornaments, and we spent like hundreds of dollars in that place over the years.
Yeah, it's so easy.
Oh, it really is. And there's all sorts of, our tree is just filled with Disney ornaments. It's nothing but Disney ornaments. But we're going to talk about our own traditions in a minute here. But
Yeah, don't ruin
Yeah.
it already.
have you guys ever seen...
Let's get through our reader stuff first.
Yeah, no, for sure. But have you guys actually ever seen the Voices of Liberty during Christmas time? Because it's a pretty cool thing to watch.
No.
I've never been there at Christmas, so
That's right, you haven't. Yeah, but then I have to tell you. So I saw the Candlelight Processional a couple years ago, which was really fantastic. Right? I mean, the singing is great in it. The whole orchestra is amazing. I don't remember off the top of my head who our narrator was. It wasn't somebody super famous, somebody that I knew. It wasn't like Neil Patrick Harris, like everybody else gets to see for some reason. I get really mad that he's never there when I'm there. That's the guy that I want to see. But we saw it and it was really great and really well done, and we really enjoyed that. But then also we watched Illuminations afterwards, and man, the special illuminations they do for Christmas time is the greatest thing I've ever seen Disney do. I mean that completely seriously. So many fireworks. Crazy fireworks show. It's absolutely amazing.
That's a pretty tall order because I've seen some pretty amazing shows. So
I was blown away. I didn't know what to expect going into it, and when we watched it, the finale that they do, it is just like unloading of every firework that you can possibly imagine, and they light up the whole lagoon, and it's incredible to see. So,
Wow.
yeah, that's kind of my experience with that. That's not part of my holiday tradition conversation, just some of the things that I've gotten to check out. But it's a pretty amazing show. If you can check out Illuminations during that time of year, it is definitely worth it. I don't know if you guys have seen any of the pictures people have been posting today. It seems like a lot of people are checking out the parks right now because they are swamped. So...
I read an interesting article about how when we all thought that the parks would be empty, that has now changed over the past couple of years. And those times that, like, we had a friend that just went recently and thought it was going to be dead, and I was like, yeah, I don't know about that. And he went the weekend after Thanksgiving, and it was mobbed because they just, they don't. It's changed. That whole thing has changed. But that's a whole. That's a whole different
conversation about how there's no downtimes anymore there. So. But, so anything else you guys want to say about this one before we go to the next listener?
No, I think that was great, though. Like I said, I'm all about that. That's how I would do it if I was there.
For sure.
So our next one, actually, we've got Daniel from Facebook. He posted the best part of the holidays, seeing the real Santa, and he included this really awesome picture of his family with Santa at the American Adventure in Epcot. Now, the one thing that I think is really cool about Epcot, and it's funny that both of these traditions seem to be focused around Epcot, is I know in Epcot, I haven't seen this myself, but I know that when you go around the different world pavilions, they actually have Santas from, or not Santa, but different versions of Santa from different cultures all around the world. And I think it's really cool that you can see Santa, or you can see, I can't remember what he's called in Britain. It's not St. Nicholas. I can't even remember. Father Christmas.
Father.
Yeah,
really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
It's Father Christmas. Yeah. So yeah, you can see Santa in all of his incarnations around Epcot, which I think is pretty awesome.
Yeah, that whole setup they have at the American Adventure for Santa every year is kind of amazing. It's they really do up the American Adventure for Santa and for the holidays in general. It's just a kind of a beautiful area. So yeah, it's really neat.
It's not your typical mall Santa.
So
definitely
we actually in our neighborhood have the Santa that used to, I guess in his younger days, I didn't think Santa actually aged, do the Disney cruise. So he was the Santa on the Disney cruise, and he comes to our neighborhood.
Oh wow.
And that's awesome. And the neighborhood HOA has all the kids come and you take pictures and all that, and that actually works out well. So I can understand that there's a level of Santa, that you can air quote with real, and it definitely makes a difference. So
we should clarify to all of our younger listeners that obviously the Santa that is at Epcot is the real Santa.
Yeah, absolutely.
all the ones at the malls, not real Santas. I'm just kidding.
They're helpers.
The one at the North Pole is the real Santa.
Well, yeah, but he comes from the North Pole, obviously, to help out at Epcot, because that's the place you'd go. Obviously. So, yeah.
I think he's pretty busy, so I don't know how he gets all that time. I mean, he's busy making toys and stuff and buying toys. But
that's true. So you can buy them and do websites about them.
Yes.
Right, David?
That's true. That's true.
Okay. Well, how about the next one?
That one is me. So this is again from Facebook, and it's Alexandra. And it's we always buy a few ornaments when we are in a Disney park, so our tree is full of Disney memories. Again, that's great. There's always been, for us, I would love to have a Disney tree, right? We do multiple trees in our house, so I think it would be nice to have a tree that was just filled with Disney ornaments. So I'm all on board with that. Again, my wife is all about ornaments. Whenever we go on vacation, that's the one thing we have to get, so I'm definitely on board with this.
Yeah, this is our house too. I mean, we've been collecting Disney ornaments since our honeymoon. So, yeah, we have some that have gone back pretty far. And actually, I remember they used to. I don't know if either of you guys found these, but they used to do these ornament storybook collections where you bought it was like a cardboard book, but it had like one of ours had like 8 or 9 ornaments in it. And it was like there was one set where it was like all the different monuments from each of the parks, like the castle and Spaceship Earth and the Tree of Life and stuff like that. And then I had another set that was Fantasia and a Winnie the Pooh set. And we have those on our tree every year because it's a lot of ornaments and it very much fills out the Disney tree. But yeah, same thing as, every year, like we go there. I don't care what time of year we go. We always stop in the Christmas store, and we always make sure that we bring back at least one ornament. This year we went overboard, and I've got the singing bust from Haunted Mansion, Madame Leota, and the partner statue.
Nice.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, they're actually. I'll get some pictures of them because they're pretty fantastic. So
those are really cool because I feel like I just have the standard like Mickey ones, like the Mickey shaped ones. We bought like a couple of the sets of green and red ones and that are just shaped like Mickey, and we have those all over the tree. So ours are pretty standard. We don't have any fun, cool ones like that, I don't think. We have like the Fantasia hat, that used to be in Hollywood Studios. We have one with like the year on it that actually lights up that we put in our tree every year. That one's pretty cool. I would love like a tree topper though. That was like a Disney thing. That would be pretty neat.
Ooh,
too.
Yeah, you're right. I haven't even thought about that. I should go looking for one next time we're there.
You know what I've seen a lot of people doing on Facebook that I've been very jealous of and I really want to do, and I've always been too cheap to do this, is so many people put like trains around their that go around their trees, and I love trains and that's cool and everything, but I've also seen people that do the monorail, right? How cool is that?
I mean, it's cool, but the practicality of it is bad. That's the problem. So again, you go multiple trees in your house, works out fine, but the practicality of putting presents under a tree with a monorail, not so good.
Well, you know what they actually need? We bought a train for our tree this year, but it actually mounts about halfway up the tree. So it's got like a little structure thing that attaches to the trunk of the tree, and then it sticks out so that the track is about like 4 feet off the ground. I would love to see something like that as a monorail. That's
really cool. That's just really cool. I don't know what else to say about that. That's a really neat idea.
I wonder if I could modify it. I'll have to look into it.
You probably could, right? I mean, it couldn't be that hard.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
But yeah, you're right, Damon. Having the tree at the bottom, or having the train at the bottom, doesn't work out very well. But
no, we've tried that. Our big thing is, and again, I don't think they're going to make it out this year. We've always had the Geo Tracks from Fisher Price, and it's funny because the kids love them, and we've just kind of kept them around and continued to use them and things like that. And that's what we usually build because, again, you can't really break them, but they're getting so long in the tooth that, like, some of the battery compartments are worn out and things like that, so it becomes a little bit more of an issue. But that's kind of our thing. So I guess we're kind of just, now we're all in our mix, right? So what we do. So, Tom, I guess you should finish up. What else do you do?
Are we talking me or are we talking Trevor?
We're talking you.
Oh, we're talking about me.
So your name's Tom last time I checked.
I didn't hear you say Tom. I apologize. So we have ornaments all over our tree that are Disney. We really like I mentioned, our Disney tradition when we're in the parks, whether it's Christmas time or any other time of years, we always go to that Christmas store and we always try to buy a new ornament. We have a couple custom ornaments too that are pretty neat. We also got a couple of years ago, to put a little bit of a DVC spin on this, they did. And I don't think they're doing it this year. I haven't seen anything about it. And maybe I should know this, being, since we're doing a DVC podcast. But they used to do this Merry Member Mixer where basically it was a big Christmas party for the DVC members, where you could go and they had like a DJ playing. And I think I talked about this an episode or two ago. And they had food and drinks. But then whenever you went there, the big attraction was they would give you this free DVC ornament. So you could get this DVC ornament for every year that you go. But I don't believe they're doing it anymore. I think they still did it last year, but I don't know why they're not doing it this year. But we'd have to double check on that. But so when we actually went for Christmas a couple years ago, we went to that party. We got our ornament, and so we always put that on our tree. And then Christmas morning, we always watch the big Disney parades and concerts and everything that they do, that they always show on Christmas morning. That's a big tradition for us for Christmas. Is we always watch the Disney Magical Christmas thing that they do on Christmas morning. So that's something we do every year. And then plus, the ones that they do over every week from Thanksgiving to Christmas. They have a different show. They did 2 shows this year actually, where they had a bunch of different performances on TV as well. So that's kind of our traditions as far as Disney and Christmas go. We've only been really once during Christmas time. I would love to go more often, because if you haven't been during Christmas, it is a beautiful time to go. It's crowded. I mean, it's always crowded. And literally the day after we left, Magic Kingdom was closed by like 10 a.m. Due to being over capacity. So it was, and shoulder to shoulder in Epcot, and you know how big Epcot is and how spread out it is. Literally you couldn't walk anywhere. So it's a rough time at Disney during the holidays, but it is worth it to see all those decorations. So yeah, so those are kind of the things that we do. What are some of the things that you guys do?
Do you want to go next, Damon, or do you want me to go?
Oh, mine's going to be short, so that's fine. We don't do a lot of Disney per se. Again, as we talked about on an earlier podcast, I believe. My wife had gone one year with her dad and her sister, and they both got the flu, and she was like 13 rolling around Disney during Christmas time, and it wasn't, a fun experience for her because she was by herself, especially at that age. So, she's kind of put the kibosh on going over the actual, Christmas. She's always said that, we need to wake up for Christmas, at least at our house. Now, that being said, I think I may have talked her into going in early December, though, of maybe next year, which would be nice to at least see some of the stuff. But actually over Christmas, I don't think will ever happen. In terms of what we do for Christmas Disney, we're a big Rudolph-y sort of, Christmas sort of people. So, we watch a lot of that stuff. But what has come about this year, which is interesting, is a lot more of the Disney shows about how they do Christmas down there. I know that there's actually one which will have already been on when this podcast is released that is called Disney Holiday Magic, something along those lines, which tells, it's about an hour that they talk about how Disney actually decorates for Christmas. So those are things that we'll watch, especially on television. We also saw the Disney holiday celebration where, they put together all the different park celebrations for Christmas into that one show. So that was also nice. So we will definitely watch those, but nothing real particular about Christmas, on Christmas, let's say, besides, the few Disney ornaments that we have here and there, which we really like. Again, we're going the Abominable Snowman, Rudolph route when it comes to a lot of our decorations.
Do you know when that behind-the-scenes thing was? Because I swear I DVR'd it, and then I was like, it didn't show up, and I was like, wait a second, did I miss it?
Behind the scenes, it's Monday, so it
okay, good.
Yes, it's this upcoming Monday.
Okay,
again,
good. So I didn't miss
podcast
that
will be
then.
out. No, but did you see the one where they did the celebration at all the different parks for the holidays?
Yes, I did see that one. That one was great.
Okay.
Yes.
So that was definitely a good one.
I like the behind-the-scenes stuff, though, too, like where they show how they decorate, because I'm always fascinated by the fact that they change those parks over pretty much overnight. Like, I have no idea how they accomplish that.
Well, we're going to find out on Monday, I think.
Yeah. And, I think for me, I would actually love to be there, like, from that transition from Halloween to Christmas, like, end of October, beginning of November, because, yeah, just to see that, how fast that happens would be really amazing. But
yeah,
like,
that would be really cool.
Like one day you're walking in there and it's all Halloween, and then the next day you come back and it's just totally different, right? So
that's incredible. It's incredible to just, that would be really cool to go that week, right? Where you had half your week in Halloween and then half the week in Christmas. That'd be really fun.
Yeah. But so for our family for Christmas, and actually I forgot there's one other ornament that I forgot to mention, and so I remembered it when you were talking about the DVC ornament, Tom. Was that people are going to probably roll their eyes at me for this, but you know how you can get those trash can salt and pepper shakers? I don't know if you've seen them in the parks, but they're trash cans.
Yeah, it's the themed trash cans from each land, and they're salt and pepper shakers. I've seen those. Those are cool. Yeah,
so I actually found an ornament of the trash can from the Polynesian, which I found that last year for my wife because last year we bought DVC at the Polynesian. So that was something kind of DVC, I guess, that we worked into our tree. So yeah, we've got a trash can somewhere in our tree, which is kind of funny. But outside of that, obviously, like we talked about the ornaments and everything. But one thing that I think actually two things that myself and my family have to sit down and watch every year. We've got a list of Christmas shows that we always go through, and for the Disney ones particularly, there's Mickey's Christmas Carol, which is the one with Scrooge McDuck and Mickey and all that. Like, we have to sit down and watch that.
That's not truly Scrooge McDuck. That's just Scrooge.
Well, it's Scrooge, but it's Scrooge McDuck. The character that DuckTales.
All right, I'm going to IMDb. Right? I don't know about that.
Yeah,
you can't mess with Damon.
Carol, right?
Yes,
Mickey's. You can't mess with Damon about his Scrooge McDuck. He's very serious about Scrooge McDuck.
So yeah, we watched that, and then there's also these. Disney's been doing these cartoon specials for years now, and the last couple of years they've been 3D animated, where it's like they do a bunch of smaller stories. Like, there will be one that focuses on Mickey and Minnie, and then one.
Trevor is right. I'm going to interrupt him because he's so right. It is IMDb'd out as both Scrooge McDuck.
Yeah. So
okay.
Because like I said, he's the character that Scrooge McDuck from DuckTales actually was formed from.
Oh, no, that is 100% incorrect now. Now I have to correct you. That's Carl Barks and all them. No, that's based on the comics.
I thought Mickey's Christmas Carol came out
That's
before...
in 83, dude.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're talking like 50s and 60s, way before that for Scrooge McDuck.
Oh, I didn't realize the comics were that old. I thought they were...
Oh, yeah, they're old.
Okay, fair enough. So yeah, like I said, for us, we watch these... I can't remember the name of them anymore. Like, it's like Mickey's One Magical Christmas and stuff like that. Like, it's all these little it's all these little shows put together into a bigger show. And those are always, it's just something we just love to sit down and watch as a family. So I think that's about the extent of our Disney traditions that we do every year. So.
But I want to now. I have to go back to Scrooge though, because now I want to make sure that I give Trevor his credit where credit is due. Right, so Scrooge McDuck's from 1947, Trevor.
Okay,
that's when Carl Barks created him. So the cartoon obviously was in the 80s, right? So, but he was based off of A Christmas Carol, Scrooge, right? So he wasn't based off the Mickey one, but he was based off the original Ebenezer Scrooge from 1843. So,
right.
So we all have a little bit of input on that.
It's a weird roundabout thing.
It is. It is. Yes.
Yeah.
So, but he was, Scrooge has been around a long time, right? 1947, that is a long time.
That is a really long time.
That's long crazy.
Time. Yeah, wow. Great. So, I think that kind of wraps up our holiday talk.
Ooh, so then we get to do something fun. We always get to do something fun, but this is even more fun because I like doing things this way. So can I talk about this? Yeah, can I talk about this? So what we're going to do is, again, when I'm always trying to go to bed early, sometimes I try to dip out a little bit early. And what happens is that I do a rapid fire. I think I've done one once, right? And we're going to try to kind of do the same thing where there's a couple things we want to talk about. And I guess I'll give you the little headlines for them so it's easier when we talk about them quickly. So we're going to be talking about the new details for Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, the new Millennium Falcon ride. And kind of these are just going to be our thoughts. New details on the Magic Kingdom Theater. Which is going to be great because since I'm not going first, because I don't know about some of this stuff, so I'll have to hear what they say first. And then attraction closures, which makes me tear up. And I think that's it, right? So it's going to be quick, just kind of going over these things.
Yeah.
Rapid fire.
All right, who wants to go first?
Tom's first.
I'll go first here. And so really quickly here, new details.
Oh, wait, I got to bring up a clock, though. Hold on. So if we're going to really do rapid fire.
You're going to time
Ready?
me?
You got 3 minutes. The 3 minutes, you just get cut off. So you tell me, once you start talking, I'm counting. 3 minutes.
Go.
Okay.
So new details have been released for Star Wars Galaxy Edge. So a couple pictures were released, and Disney Parks blog has been releasing, like their 12 Days of Christmas, they've been releasing new details about certain things in the parks. And one of the things we got over the past couple of days here was new details for the Millennium Falcon ride. There's some set pieces that they're showing, including like full scale X-wings that they built out of like metal that look really cool, and also a marketplace as well. They've shown some more pictures of that. Did you guys get a chance to look at the?
You're not allowed to talk to us.
I'm not. What do you mean I'm not allowed to talk to you?
Rapid fire. It's all you. You got 3 minutes. Your time's still going.
I don't like this new segment. I'm cutting this. So the new Millennium Falcon route looks amazing. They showed just a picture of the tunnel basically that's going to lead up to where you load onto the ride. It looks really cool. It looks really authentic. There was also some other things shared. Some people took pictures. They actually showed it at the park during the Star Wars show at Hollywood Studios. They showed some clips of some of the new things that are going to be as part of the ride. And they showed a picture of the cockpit of what that's going to look like, as well as some pictures of, like I mentioned, some of the set pieces of the X-wings, the marketplace. It all looks really, really cool. It looks like it's coming together really well, and it just it makes me even more excited when you see that picture of the actual hallway of the Millennium Falcon. It just looks awesome. It looks so cool. So where am I on my 3 minutes, Damon? Is that too much, or I need to? Do I need to cut
No,
it?
you better go fast though.
You got two more, man.
I'm done. Move on.
No.
Next
You
round.
have to talk about the Magic Kingdom Theater, the attraction closures. It's everything in one shot. Go, Tom. Go.
Okay. All right. But you guys got to talk about it too. All right. So we got the new details on the Magic Kingdom Theater. So basically, it's going to hold 2,000 guests. Will be open May 2020 is what they're saying now. And those of you that don't know, and we talked about this on a previous show, it's going to be they're building it in a backstage area. So it's kind of, if you think about it, behind Main Street, and also kind of behind where like Buzz Lightyear is. So you might have walked through there one time before. When you've actually gone to one of the shows and there's been too many people in the park.
45 seconds left.
What?
45. You better get going.
Keep going,
Can
man.
you talk about all these things that quickly?
Yeah.
Yes, you can. Come on, keep going.
Oh my gosh, you guys are killing me. I thought you guys were going to read some of these.
No, we're going to give our own 3 minutes after you're done with your
All right,
3 minutes.
Gotcha. All right. So, and then attraction closures. So exciting news for the Magic Kingdom Theater. And then some attraction closures that are coming out. Stitch is finally closing for good on 1/16, which I know Damon is crying about. 1/6/18. So I know they already said this once that it was completely closing, and now it's reopening again, and it's going to close again. But they're saying it's for good this time. And then the Flights of Wonder show at Animal Kingdom is closing. I love Flights of Wonder. Kind of sad that it's closing, but it seems like the new show that they're going to put in is still going to have birds, still going to have animals. It's still going to be a demonstrative show.
All right, you're done. Trevor.
All right, next.
All right.
So you know what it is, Trevor? Before we even give you your 3 minutes, it's like a bad episode of Family Feud.
Yeah.
It's like Tom's the second person that comes out and doesn't know what's going on.
I thought we got 150 points already, and I only needed 50.
I'll give you an E for effort, Tom.
It's a new segment, okay?
Okay.
That was hard.
All right.
All right,
my
wait,
turn.
hold on, Trevor. You ready?
Yep.
Go.
All right. The new Galaxy's Edge stuff. I am excited about this, but at the same time, there's a part of me that really doesn't want to look at this too much because I hate spoilers for myself. I have a lot of faith in Disney that this is going to go well. So I'm really, like I said, I know you posted that link, Tom, but I actually didn't even look at it because I don't want to ruin it for myself. And I just want to walk into the place and be blown away by it day one when I go there myself. So I'm glad that these bits are coming out, but that's for everybody else. That's not for me. This new Magic Kingdom Theater, I'm still not sold on this. I know that there's going to be some great show that they have in there, but I don't know. It seems... Yeah, it's just not for me. Every time I hear about this theater, I'm just like, okay, that's great. Like, I guess it'll filter more people out of other places that I want to go, so that's good. But again, that's not for a couple of years, so I guess we'll see when it actually gets a little bit closer to getting finished. As far as attraction closures go, Stitch. Thank goodness this thing is finally done. They've been so busy, like, keeping this thing on life support, and it really needs to be done, and they really need to put something else in there.
Agreed. Oh, wait, I'm not supposed to talk. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's all right. But yeah, you know what? I know some people don't want it to go away, and me and my family, we love Stitch. My son loves Stitch. We all love Stitch, but this ride is not a good representation of Stitch, and I hope that they do something else with him somewhere else in the park and let this thing become something better. I don't know what that's going to be. Flights of Wonder, I'm sad about the show closing, but again, I know Disney is going to do something good. I hope that it still retains at least some of the same feel of the show. My wife really likes the show, and I'm hoping that by the time we go there in May, there's something there to replace it. So that's my take on all of this.
See, and that's how you do it, Tom. Trevor he could have been even talking to Steve Harvey at this point for another 20 seconds.
He followed my lead. That's what happened. It's,
I think what it was, Tom, is that you went into too many details and you didn't give enough of your Tom opinion.
Someone's got to talk about what it is.
All right.
And secondly, Trevor, really quickly, they're saying spring 2018 for the new show at Flights of Wonder, so you might get it.
Okay.
All right,
I will keep an eye out for it then.
All right, I get my 3 minutes. I might have a minute and a half left over by the time I'm done.
Go for it.
All right, so let's see.
David's just going to go, don't care, don't care, don't care.
No, so all right, I'm going to go now. So I actually was excited about the Millennium Falcon ride. I thought that the hallway was pretty awesome. I don't want to talk too much about it since I don't want to ruin it for Trevor. But, I haven't really been all that hype about this area. And it's funny because I love Star Wars. But I think the Millennium Falcon ride was one of those things where I was like, wow, this is going to be really, really cool. So I'm excited about that. That was a good little bit of detail. Now, the theater, it's funny because at first I wanted to say, a theater. But you know what? I'm actually quite excited about this. And let me tell you why. If you have gone to Disney over X amount of times, it's these things that are actually very nice because it's a theater which they can change the show easily enough, right? It's not like a ride. So again, and they're talking like a Broadway style theater, and because it's Disney, the shows are going to be good. It's just a matter of how quickly will they flip them through, and I think they'll flip them through that they're quick enough that this is going to be a great attraction, I think, based on that. And I'm happy that we're getting something like that can be easily switched with the same, sort of area and different shows. I'm all about this. I think this is great. I'm going to talk about Flights of Wonder first because I don't care about that. I've seen it once, and like everything Disney, if you're going to tell me things go away, it's Flights of Wonder. Okay, no big deal. Now, Stitch, again, that hurts me. Probably one of the best experiences I've ever had when it was Alien in an amusement park ever, bar none. I think it was probably the best experience. Stitch was not as great of a representation of the ride as Alien was, but I still thought it was a great ride. Very disappointed to see it go. I think it was a good representation of Stitch. I think that it was probably a little bit scarier of a representation, but I think that the storyline was very Stitch-like, and I enjoyed it. Very upset that will be going. So, since I have so much time, I'm actually going to add something. I am going to talk about the new Star Wars VR stuff, that the Void stuff, because now that it's been represented and we've seen a lot of information about it, I'm already ready to book. Now, what's interesting about it is if you go to book, you can only book out from a week right now, and I'm hoping that changes. I don't know why that is, but it's only bookable for a week. Now, what's interesting is there was still spots. I don't know if there were spots still this week because people don't know about it, or there's spots this week because it's the holiday, but I'm hoping that either it doesn't book up as fast, and they are 30-minute time slots, or that you'll be able to book out further than just a week. I'm excited about it. It's 4 people at a time. If you don't have 4 people in your group, they will add people. If you have more than 4, you will have to split up. I don't know how many we're going to have because someone has to stay with my daughter. She's not going to be old enough to do it. So I'm super excited about that. And from what I've heard from people, it is interesting. You guys aren't even allowed to talk about it because you wasted all your time. So
I'll talk about whatever I want to talk about.
Tom can always add it in at the end, even if we all leave. So it doesn't really matter.
I'll just kick all you out of here and just talk about it myself. No, it looks amazing. And the reviews, the early reviews that I've seen are that it's incredible. Yes. So yeah, I almost wonder, do you ever think that this is maybe a testing ground for a bigger application somewhere down the road?
No, I think it's a pretty big application.
This is a third party, and this is what they do.
Yeah.
True. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And it is a pretty big application. I think.
Also, for those that don't know, the story around this is based on Rogue One.
Correct.
But
there is a twist, though. Ooh.
Yes.
Did you just say that was awesome? Eesh.
I loved Rogue One. You didn't like Rogue One?
I thought it was a great movie. It's a good in between. It's good to fill in between episodes 3 and 4. I thought it did that really well.
I thought fillers are a waste.
But it was a great movie, though. It was just a well-done movie. All right. Well, we could talk about this forever. So we should probably wrap this up.
I'm wrapping it up.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So, email address, welcomehomepodcast@gmail.com. We actually get mail, if you can believe that, and we like it. So, continue to send more. The website, we don't even talk about the website because it never gets updated. It's only there just so we can show up. We don't look like fools when you go looking for Welcome Home Podcast, to be honest with you.
Maybe we shouldn't admit that.
So questions. So again, we were actually talking about this before. We love questions. We love feedback. It's always one of those great things to, know that people are listening to what you do. So please feel free to send us questions if you have them, or send us feedback and things like that, or send us a message that you want to be on the show, because again, we'll bring people on the show. We're not past that at this point. On social media, please like our stuff, share it. Share it before liking it. Follow us, but, I guess in order, it's really, share, follow, like. Let's go that route. On Facebook, Welcome Home Podcast. Twitter, I won't even mention because we don't really use it. Instagram, when Trevor's there, he said he's going to send pictures. And Tom did send pictures. I put mine on Facebook. That is Welcome Home Pics. Again, please give us reviews on iTunes. They're the best. Or any other service that you use, because it helps us out, because then we get higher up in the rankings, we get more people, and then it all kind of keeps rolling, right? The biggest things about podcasts, if you like them, you want them to continue. The easiest way to make them continue is give us good reviews on iTunes.
Yeah, and to that point, to your point about people emailing us in, really quickly here, we just got an email, this is hot off the press, from one of our listeners, Greg, who was referencing your tip from the last show, and said we should probably mention that trying to book the value rooms at Animal Kingdom Lodge can be very difficult unless you're an owner there with the 11-month window. I guess because they're super limited in the amount of rooms that there are.
Good. So I'm actually gonna talk about that, because I've already gone through and decided that he's absolutely right. Now, what's interesting is that the people that we go with are Animal Kingdom owners. And they've booked the room already, right? So they've already booked this value. And what's interesting is that I was just speaking to them, and we're talking about adding on some days. And he was like, well, I'm not changing my days for the value room because I got that. And if I let it go, it will be gone. So yes, I could not book one. That all being said, though, it is still cheaper even in the non-value rooms, now only by a point, than staying at a few of the other resorts. Let's just say that. I don't want to name ones because I kind of forget what I looked at, but I know that they were literally a point more than the next level up from the value at Animal Kingdom. So Animal Kingdom still holds that distinction, I think, by a single point. Not that a point matters really too much to too many people, but that being said, it is still a very good value. But as always, feedback is wonderful.
Yes.
And it allows, what it allows us to do is readdress something again, where we can fine-tune it for the people that are listening and make sure that we're all on the same page. So we really do enjoy that.
Yeah, and so we appreciate your email, Greg. Thanks for sending that in. And also, he said, P.S. great podcast. So thank you for that compliment. We appreciate it. We'll take it. So,
awesome.
Yeah. We'll always take compliments, man. And we still have yet to get one hate mail, which is really great.
Oh, don't say that.
I'm waiting for hate mail, man.
Cut that out.
That is not an invitation, by the way.
Wait, if you don't like Tom, please feel free to send it in.
Somebody will.
If it's about me and Trevor, though, no, you're not allowed.
We did get a 4-star review on iTunes, saying that they were annoyed by me. So,
wait, did we really?
Yeah, we did.
Oh, that is actually kind of funny.
Yeah, you'll have to read that. Yeah. So, anyway, don't forget to subscribe to Welcome Home Podcast so you can be reminded every time we release a new episode. You can find us on iTunes, Google Play Music, TuneIn, Stitcher, any podcast app that's out there. You can find our show. Just look for Welcome Home. And just a reminder to our listeners, Welcome Home Podcast is for entertainment only. We are not employed by the Walt Disney Company, and as such, any opinion that we express on this show is our own. So please consult your DVC representative, a cast member, or call Disney up to confirm any of the things that we say on this show. You can find me on PrinceCharmingVacations.com for your Disney vacation planning needs. And Damon?
Oh, you can find me all over the web. Let's just say that.
And I just want to say really quickly, and I don't want to speak for Damon and Trevor on this, and you guys can chime in too. This is our last show of the year. We just want to say thank you to everybody. Thank you for listening to the show.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, we started the show earlier this year, and we've been absolutely floored by the response we've gotten. I mean, absolutely floored.
We don't even know each other. That's what's even crazier.
Yeah,
we do. I mean, we do now.
Yeah, but I mean, just through this podcast.
I think I'm actually gonna see Tom for the first time probably in
a few months
March.
Here.
Yeah, March.
In a few months here. So. Yeah, no, and we just have been, we can't believe the response we've gotten, honestly, and we just really sincerely appreciate every single one of you that listens to this show. Thank you for letting us, be in your cars, be in your ears as you're going to work, or wherever you listen to us. We can't say enough how much we appreciate you guys. So 2018 is going to be a fun year. Lots of new stuff coming to Disney and lots of new stuff to talk about. So join us next time for more Disney parks, discussion, and of course more Disney Vacation Club talk. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy New Year, all those fun things. And we hope to see you all real soon in the new year.
This is Skipper Albert AWOL, the voice of the jungle, signing off from Welcome Home Podcast on the DVC.
We do a huddle when we hit its hair. How she can cuddle is no